our YouTube, Twitch. Just trying to get Instagram going and we can press play. Cool. Oh, Facebook's been a little bit of a trouble lately. Bear with me, Instagram. We are live, but Facebook just likes to slop up now. Always something. Alright, should basically be good. Gonna have to edit that out. It's funny though, half the time I leave the edit that out part and then people are like, what'd you edit out? Were you talking trash? No, I wasn't. So today's one of those days where I kind of hate my hair, not gonna lie. Kind of got like a Mario Lemieux going. Suddenly it's really long. Probably gonna cut it soon. Was basically just because I was like, I wouldn't say broke, but let's just say financially figuring things out. And so I was letting it grow. It's got like a real 90s mom look going right now, which isn't quite what I'm looking for, but we'll see. I think it'd be good to just trim some of this off, kind of keep the length. Because I like the rest of the length. Over the years isn't too bad, but yeah, we got a little bit craziness going. So that's my hair conversation for you. Also want to call out that, and I'm going to continue to be mindful of it, but I got a good compliment from someone that they were watching a podcast where I said I was going to say and less. And then that first video, I ended up saying it probably more than usual. But then in recent videos, I've actually stopped saying it. So that's a huge win. That's kind of what I'm going for. We'll see how it goes. Probably going to get worse at times, but trying to continue getting better. So, as always, hello. And I'm going to get into it with a quote. Need to actually find the quote. Cool. So today's quote, because ChatGPT just keeps giving me the same quotes over and over. I need to be more creative, and it keeps just making up quotes on the spot, which I could do that, and it wouldn't be that bad. But the quote today is coming from To Kill a Mockingbird, and the main character, Atticus Finch, and it goes, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." And this isn't like a Silence of the Lambs. They just mean like walk a mile in someone's shoes. I think it's helpful. I constantly want to look in other people's perspectives to get better. I think it's awesome. So that'll kind of lead me to my next point. But what I will say first is there's going to be no late night Shane show. It's just not a daily show. I don't really have enough topics to make any time out of it. I'm sure I could say a few bad words and maybe dirty jokes, but that's just not the point of it. The point is to really coincide with like daily updates, but in a more like open, censored way. I am going to also use that channel. It's not going to be the Shane D, the late night Shane show, unless maybe I keep it the same. But I'm thinking of like a separate podcast that acts as kind of like a weekly episode where ideally I'll be live, but that might not always be possible given certain guest constraints and stuff like that. Try to go live though and get people to tell kind of a story or two about them. Nothing more than 30 minutes. Don't really want to go like an hour if I don't have to. But that being said, I'm sure it'll be somewhere between 30 minutes and 40 minutes. Shorter, better. I'd love to just get kind of short with it stories. Try to figure it out. Maybe even make a couple episodes. One of my buddies who reached out, he has, I guess, like a ton of good stories. And then he was mentioning that he would like to do it in person, which I'm fine with. So anyone who wants to be my guest, you can get a little Myrtle trip out of it for sure. Maybe that's his plan, but no, I'm just joking. Yeah, almost said there. But it's good, you know what I mean? I think live makes the most sense. I have actually like a couch behind here, so it'd be cool to maybe set up the film so that you can now use the couch and you put the green screen behind it. Maybe even like in a more live setting. Something I'm going to work on. That was other feedback I got is like being actual in locations. Still need to set up my laptop for that. Anyways, what I'm thinking about is calling it like Shane's Story Time or Story Time with Shane. Not sure. I love getting the advice from my people. So if anyone out there has an idea for the name of the show, feel free to let me know. It would be much appreciated. As I said, going to go live for the most part. There might be some pre-recordings. There's already one guest that I think would be a better pre-recorded just to let him feel comfortable and go full length and then kind of edit it down because I could see it being a long conversation. But I'm really excited because at the birth of this show really was the idea of like interviewing and stuff like that. My lack of production ability as well as lack of like a film camera guy is part of the reason why I haven't done it yet. So going to get over that. I'm going to keep going. As kind of a last thing, you kind of saw me post about it. I would love to get people giving kind of some of their stories, just ideas. I can send you some questions to prep for. And yeah, I really love to get it started. So I have 2 people in mind right now. I'd love to get like 2 to 3 months in advance, just like scheduled out or figured out. That's wishful thinking, but even if I can get like 4 or 5 people lined up, that'd be awesome. You might hear from me, some people, me reaching out to you. So be ready. And if I don't reach out to you, it doesn't mean anything personal. It's just I can only reach out to so many people that come to mind. And you can be proactive and reach out to me. Cool. Hopefully I'm not saying and too much. Might have been a couple in there I missed. All right. Lessons learned. February's still cold down here. Okay. It's not Boston where there's snow, but it could just be that I adjusted too fast to it, because now 60 to 40 degrees can actually feel cold if the wind's a little bit chilly there, especially at night when the sun goes down. I don't know. Like I said, it's snowing in Boston, so I'm not going to cry over 60 degrees in the day and 40 degrees at night. It's not that bad. I'm trying to think. Oh, there's like been a lot of sadness around me, like people that are sad and stuff like that. I myself have down days, but I try not to let it carry out. I just want to point out, like, if you constantly look for ways or areas that are sad or validation to your sadness, it's only going to make you more sad. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel that way, but try to, when you're in that mode, like, be grateful. Try to, like, think of like 3 things that you're happy for, 3 things that make you happy, 3 things you're grateful for, something you have now that you didn't have before, even maybe something in the future that you're working towards. It'll just help you get out of that, like, sadness. You know, it's happens. I actually, like, recently I've seen a lot of memes about how, like, in Winnie the Pooh, they allow Eeyore just to be Eeyore, and they still invite him even though he's kind of a Debbie Downer, and sometimes he kind of ditches on plans. I think that's a great lesson for people that are dealing with depression, or people with friends that are dealing with depression. Just keep inviting them. Don't take it personal. I've been someone that rejects some invites over time, and then you stop getting them, and that's more sad, right? So definitely keep inviting your friends. Keep being kind of that person reaching out. You never know who you're impacting by being that way. I've seen it firsthand, people reaching out to me, and just, I'm so grateful for that, you know, being there for people, having people that are there for me. When I say I'm down, they're like, oh, dude, you're doing awesome, you're doing amazing. That's fine. Like, I appreciate that. Sometimes it's nice to have a pat on the back. I love to be that for other people. But yeah, if you're sad, try to liven up a little bit. Even if it's not a permanent thing, give yourself a day where you just kind of turn off that negative conversation in your head and see if there's ways you can be grateful. I said it before that you can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. So always worth trying that out. Cool, we're at 6 minutes. We're kind of moving through this. So that's the lessons learned for now, kind of in the agenda. Now we're going to go through more or less, there. More or less today's daily update. So I missed church. I missed the 9:30. Didn't text the people that were expecting me to be there. Then I said to myself, oh, I'll go to the 11:15 and I'll be fine. And I slept right through that too. And I felt like crap. I was like, oh man, why am I doing this? Am I back in the same old ways? Like, is God mad at me? Hearsay, there say. At the end of the day, I just knew that, like, this wasn't my week for going to it. Did I make a mistake? Do I regret it? Yeah. Am I going to beat myself up about it? No. Is it the end of the world? No. I can still pray and be close to God. I can still learn the lessons. I actually still went to a Bible study later, and I called out that I wasn't there. Not in like a, oh, I'm so good and righteous, calling myself out, but I wanted to hear what I missed out on. And so it was cool. Everyone was very supportive. Really enjoy my group there. So again, I'm talking weird just because I'm avoiding the ahs and the ums. I can feel myself going back into autopilot there. Yes. So Bible study, just another update that I want to mention. If you can believe it, I just shut up and sat there. It was hard for me. I actually just practiced listening because I think I need to be a better listener overall. And so it was a good opportunity for that. So utilize that. It was a little uncomfortable at times, like really wanted to say some things, but people just had their insights. I felt myself almost like going into like giving people examples. And what I've started to realize is sometimes when people just want to vent, they don't need examples. Like, I've known this for a while, but it's something that I kind of quickly default to, like giving an example or just trying to help someone through it. Let someone just be with whatever they're feeling, and it is what it is. I don't always have to be the one that's giving a lesson. Half the time, I probably need the lesson myself. And so today, my lesson was shut up and listen, Shane, and it was helpful. Cool. That's basically my agenda. Now I have the part where I just ask for feedback and say my goodbye. I'll get through the feedback portion quick. Again, if you have a story that you want to maybe talk about on a podcast, send it along. If you think you have something funny that could be maybe a joke, send it along. We'll talk about it. I won't necessarily steal the joke or steal the idea. Maybe I'll help you formulate it into your own stand-up routine. Hope that you guys can come up with things that are kind of stretch goals for you in 2024. You can ultimately see how powerful you truly are. Nothing's better than surpassing your own expectations and then continuing to do so. Again, give me the good feedback, what I should keep doing. Give me the bad feedback, what I should stop doing. Give me any feedback you can think of. Just like, hey, this works well. I like content like this. I don't like content like that. You're doing great. You're doing blah, 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 blah. Pick something up. Feel free. And at the end of the day, I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'm here for anyone who needs it, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. I love good stories just as much as I like bad stories. If you want someone to acknowledge how awesome you're doing, how proud of you I am, reach on out. Messages, comments, whatever. Text, you know, my phone's out there. Gonna watch this back. Hopefully I didn't say and I'm too much. That's kind of a goal of mine, to get better with public speaking. And I really hope you have a great day, great life, like I said. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, definitely with the Shane D Daily Shane D. And I'm hoping that I'll also have a late night Shane show tomorrow. Kind of thinking of doing like every other day for now until I have kind of a full grasp on what I want to do. So thanks again. Have a good night. Sorry my hair is a little bit crazy. Sometimes I like the slick back look because it's a little more tame. Look how long that is. My Mario Lemieux. All right, yo, peace out.